Watch TV, promoting sustainable development.
This is the Youth Avenue on Watch TV channel with your gorgeous host, 𝐾𝐨𝐮𝐭𝐡. Good evening and welcome to tonight's episode. It is on this show that we seek to address issues that hinders our growth as youth. Remember, it is all about you. And tonight we are going to look at youth leadership in student governance. I have here with me two wonderful guests whom I will introduce to you very soon. But before then, please, I'd like you to subscribe to our YouTube page if you have not done so yet at Watch TV channel, and also follow us on all our social media platforms. I'd like to also use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to all our viewers and all our followers and subscribers. Without you, we wouldn't be where we are today. So thank you all so much. And we are going to look at ways of addressing student needs and how to solve all of these problems. I have here with me two wonderful guests from UMAT, yes, University of Mines and Technology. I have here Andrews Yeboah Boateng. Andrew, you are welcome to the Youth Avenue.
Thank you.
Okay. And then also I have Abdul Aziz Adamu. You are welcome, Aziz.
Thank you.
It's an honor to have you both here. Yeah. The other time I had Sarah from your campus as well. And she really did great. I mean, she really contributed a lot. So thank you so much for honoring our invite. Okay, so to keep it going, all right, we're going to look at, just as you know, it's about student leadership. And I believe you are in some kind of leadership positions. Okay, that is why we are here. So I'll start with Aziz. And what's the name called? Yeah, so, okay, I'll start with Aziz. Aziz, how has it been like being a student leader?
I would say, before I start, let me say a very wonderful evening to all your cherished viewers.
Okay.
Moving on to the question, I would say it has been interesting.
Okay.
It has been interesting. You know, it's something that I have passion for, so I have to enjoy it. And once in a while, you have challenges here and there, but you just have to be focused. And once the passion is there, you keep on moving.
Okay. So can you tell us a bit of your personal experience being a student leader?
Oh, okay. So when it comes to personal experience, I would say I started my leadership journey back at my junior high school. That's a NJ Nashrat Jahan a demonstration junior high school, where I was the assistant senior prefect.
Okay.
Then I moved on to my
Supi.
my secondary education. At that level, I was also assistant house prefect.
Okay.
That's for Livingston House at Nandom Senior High School.
Okay.
That's in the Upper West region.
Yeah.
Then moving on, I came here to UMAT, and I'll say so far I've held several leadership positions, and currently I'm serving as the Relay Hall Vice President.
Okay.
Yes. Along the journey, I'll say it's been interesting, just as I indicated, and it's a process of learning. You need to look at things, and when you're up there, you see things from a different perspective.
Yeah.
So you just have to keep your eyes down, and then you try to do your best as much as you can.
Exactly. Exactly. Andy,
Okay.
how has the can you share your experience with us so far?
Okay, mine has also been an interesting one.
Okay.
I won't say. Okay, I would say I started from the SHS.
Okay.
Although daddy always tells me that like it's he's training us for leadership, and so from JHS I tried going into something like that, but see, my dad is a pastor, so they normally transfer me, so I didn't get the time to stay at one place.
Yeah.
So when I went to the JHS that I completed, I went there for 6 months because they transferred daddy to that school.
Okay.
And so I just wanted to make an impact, but I couldn't.
Okay.
Then I went to the SHS. And when I went there, I started bar because daddy is a pastor, I had to go into the chaplaincy, and I was in the chaplain keyboard. And so that's where I started my leadership from.
Okay.
I felt the interesting stuff about leadership because you go inside and the way you think about leadership, that's not what you experience there.
Yes.
Because it's a whole thing altogether.
Mm-hmm.
So that one was also very good. And so when I came to the university, yeah, I started from level 100. I tried going. I tried to be the course rep, but didn't happen. Yeah, and so I just had to give up and wait for the right time.
Yeah.
And that was it. I became the SRID representative.
Okay, where the SRID is?
School of Railways and Infrastructure Development.
Okay.
Yeah, representative for the SRC.
Okay. Okay. So which year are you in now?
I'm in level 300.
300. Also in 300.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Andy, what motivated you to take up these positions?
Okay, it was. I just felt when I came to the school, some of the lecturers told me that I'll be a politician. I was like, oh no, I'm not into that.
Okay.
I just felt that no, I should try going in because no one is going to do something that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Although you try to advise people to do the right thing,
Yes.
but no one is going to do that thing. So you just go into it, just go through the stress and do what you can do best and see how best it can impact the students.
Okay. Okay. And Aziz?
Well, I would say for university, I would say looking at my leadership journey,
Yeah.
at every point in time, something triggers me to take that step.
Okay.
For junior high, I must be frank with you, it was just kind of appointment.
Yeah.
Just go and then
You didn't even know what you were going to do.
Exactly. But with my secondary education, let me say at the secondary level, I would say I looked at the scenario. I was actually inspired by my hall prefect.
Okay.
I admired his style of leadership.
Mm.
So I also felt that with what he is doing, he was impacting a lot of lives. So I felt that I should also tread on that path.
Okay.
So when I came to the university, Escado campus, or let me say, School of Railways and Infrastructure Development, we are actually the first batch. And when we came, there were a lot of challenges that we were facing. And from my interaction with students, I realized that it's like virtually someone expects another person to act.
Yeah.
So that they will all follow. And looking at the kind of challenges that we were facing, I said to myself that why did I even choose engineering in the first place? I chose engineering because I want to be a problem solver.
Yeah.
So that was what inspired me. So I said, okay, if we are facing all these challenges, then we must not sit down and complain. We should act.
Okay.
So I started little by little, and I started speaking to people, and we started. It was teamwork.
Okay.
So I started as deputy imam for JEMSA, that's the Ghana Muslim Students Association. Then from there, I became the Environmental and Safety Engineering Students Association representative on Escado campus. Then later on, I became the representative for the West African Institute of Mining, Metallurgy and Petroleum, Escado chapter. Then on and on and on.
Okay.
So I'll say my motivation came from the fact that there was leadership crisis.
Okay.
And we needed to act.
Yeah. So you had
And
to
then
step
step
in.
in.
Wow, that's great. That's great. So, all right. So, with your experiences so far, Andy, with your experiences so far, okay, everybody have their way of defining who a leader is. So, from your point of view, who would you say is a leader?
Okay, I would say a leader is someone who actually wants to fix a problem because he or she sees that there is no one there to go and fix it, and so I should take it upon myself and try to do it before anything happens because no one is there to do it. Sometimes it's just some people are born to be leaders, and some people are born to they are made to become leaders.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just see a leader to be someone who can influence people to buy into their ideas, and also he can sell his ideas to people for them to buy it.
Okay.
That's why I see a leader to be.
Okay. Aziz, do you have anything different, or what would you have to say about leader?
Okay, I would say it's just similar to what he said. I would say a leader is someone that inspires others to achieve something. That's how I see leadership to be. So if you are someone that inspires others to achieve something, I call you a leader.
Wow. So if always there should be more like a problem. So more like somebody who is trying to find a solution to a problem. You finding a problem there and you kind of feel like probably you may have some ideas on how to go about it. So
Sure.
really.
Yes. Even if you don't have an idea or if you don't have the solution, you can be able to mobilize people together so that you can analyze it and then come up with something.
Okay.
So that's also one thing that, that's also one thing that we can look at. But people must feel inspired to come together.
Okay.
People must see the need for them to come together and then solve that problem. And that's where we now look out for a leader, someone that will ignite that kind of spirit in them so that you all come together and achieve what you want.
Okay. So how has it been so far being a student's leader?
Okay.
How you're laughing, but you have more to say. Let's hear you. How has it been so far?
I would say it's interesting. It's hectic though, but when I look at it, it's interesting because
you had it all on the ground, like easy.
Oh no. Like sometimes when you look at it, or you just smile.
Okay.
Yes, you just smile because you realize that sometimes the comments that will come and everything, you feel that it's because these people they don't understand how things work. But as a leader, you are expected to give results.
Yeah.
So you have to be focused. It's just like an artist. When an artist starts, let's say you are starting to put something on a paper, someone watching will be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You are just drawing lines all over. But after the artist is done, you realize that no, he knew what he was doing.
Okay.
So as a leader, I would say you have to be focused, and I would say, just as I said, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Once you know what you are doing, you just have to calm them down.
Yeah. And you know how to go about it.
Know how you go about it.
Andy, do you have anything else to say?
Okay, I would say normally I always say this, that the easiest thing in students' politics is to win an election.
Okay.
But the difficult thing is to run an administration, because like whatever you thought you can get up there and like do it easily, it's not like that.
I don't know why I'm laughing actually.
Because sometimes of late I realized that when you complete after your tenure of office, that's when people say that it's either you did well or you didn't do anything. But once you are in the position, like you've not done anything, like not at all. Because the people, whatever you are trying to do for the people, is not what maybe they want, or it's not actually the results they want to see. They want to see the full result. Sometimes it's work in progress, but that's not what they want to see. They want to see that yes, you've done it. And that one too, by the time you finish that thing, it might be when you are handing over to someone else. That's when people will see that, oh, so you did well. But right now, I won't say student leadership is actually like in the position in some way. But when you are done, you can just sit comfortably and sit down and look at people and be like, well, I did well or I didn't.
Yeah. And sometimes more like when you are in position, people kind of think that you have access to everything.
Exactly, sure.
Especially when it comes to the money part.
Exactly.
You think you have access to everything, and so they'll just be bombarding you. And then, I saw in our NSS group this morning somebody questioning the president about what he's going to do about our salary is not coming. And I was there and I was like, he's not the one who controls the flow of the cash,
Okay.
right? So how do you even sit to think about such question and just pose it to somebody whom you know is working within the same working environment and doesn't have direct access to those cash and then all of that? I mean, they kind of sometimes make it feel like you have it all, you have everything that you will need personally, and so because of that, you don't care about it. I mean, I feel sometimes that's how student leadership
Yeah,
becomes.
Yeah. At
Everybody
first,
have high expectations for you.
sure,
Hmm.
sure.
at first, I do complain that why is that His Excellency the President
Yeah.
of Ghana
Yeah.
is not responding to whatever the complaints you are bringing out
Mm-hmm.
there. But I realize that no, leaders don't talk when they are in power. Like
Yeah.
you can't stop because once you come out and say something, people will be like,
Yes.
"Oh, you are feeling comfortable and so you want to just say something because people see us to be politicians and so everything that we say it looks
Yeah.
like politics."
Mm-hmm.
So once you're in power, I know you can't talk until it's done. Because as it stands now, people are complaining about even the NSS salary that he has increased.
Yeah.
But I feel that he can't say anything about it right now.
Yeah.
Awfully, yesterday when we were coming to the house after lecture, some boys were saying that Ronaldo is feeling free with everything that is going on. He's cool with everything. But I was saying it in my head that it's not as easy as they think.
Mm-hmm.
And so they should just calm down and wait.
Yeah. I mean, last year during one of our veterans on campus, somebody who was aspiring for a position came and then she was trying to question that what did the previous administration do? We sat down. I was in office then at that moment. We sat down, we didn't mind it. I was like, okay, so we'll wait and see what you would also do. And seriously, I mean, until you find yourself
In that
in the
position.
shoes, yes, in that position, you didn't know how to go about it. Because sometimes there is this thing here that you wish you can move from here, but you can't move it. You need to go through a whole lot of processes, and that is
Exactly.
one thing that students fail to understand.
Exactly, exactly. That's what I say that they expect results,
Yes.
but they don't want to be part of the process
Mm-hmm.
because you don't just get up today and then tomorrow you are getting the results that
Yes.
you want.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes too, when you look at problems, you can look at them from different kinds of perspectives.
Yeah.
Sometimes you as the leader, there's a shortcut that you can use.
Yes. Yes.
But what I personally believe is providing solutions to providing solutions to a problem that generations to come will benefit,
Mm-hmm.
rather than giving temporary
Yes.
solutions that will only last for my term.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the people they don't see it,
You don't see that.
they don't understand it. But one thing I'm always proud of is that there's always this statement that prosperity will be the best death. So with time, they themselves they will go and acknowledge it,
Mm-hmm.
and they will now be like, oh, had it been this person,
Yeah.
this wouldn't have happened. But at that
Exactly.
time, you are no more.
Yeah.
Probably you are even at a higher position or
Exactly. Or you may
you're in a
have left
different
that
role.
cycle. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. So moving on, fast forward. Okay. How important is the students' leadership in driving change on various campuses? So, Aziz, what would you say about that?
Well, I would say right now that's the principal thing. It's a tool that once you use it very well,
Mm-hmm.
it can drive change,
Okay.
positive change, of course. And if you don't also use it very well, it can cause a lot of havoc.
Yeah.
Because when you look back in recent times, during the beginning of this academic year, for instance, you realize that the NUC's president, the past immediate the NUC's president judges he handed over that, I think, His Excellency Dennis, right?
Mm-hmm.
He pushed forward. There was reduction, 15% reduction in our fees.
Wow.
So look at how he has used the tool.
Yeah.
Then also when you go to other campuses, you realize that they have been embarking on sanitation programs,
Yes.
They have been embarking on entrepreneurship programs. They've been giving some form of empowerment to marginalized groups. And let me even use this opportunity to thank the students at 𝐾𝐨𝐮𝐭𝐡. Today they have also demonstrated something that I feel that we have to give them a thumbs up. They have elected their first female SLC president.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
And actually, my school too, we also elected our first SLC
Exactly.
female
Yeah.
president. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So right now we are breaking the bias. The ladies are
Exactly.
moving in and all that.
Exactly. So what we will have to pray and then also try to also advocate for is for the ladies to also take advantage of the opportunity to also bring the kind of impact that we want. And not use it as an opportunity to just come and then be a figurehead.
Yeah.
We want results.
That's very important.
So that it will also serve as a benchmark for the young ones that are coming to also strive to reach those portfolios.
Okay.
So I would say this is a little that.
Yeah, that is key.
Yeah.
And would you add anything to that?
Okay. The little I can add is, you see, we as youth, day in, day out, I don't know if I'm the only person who have realized this thing, but day in, day out, we adapt to change.
Yes.
And it's a learning curve for us. So once we are in leadership, it helps us to learn a lot of things and also bring a lot of let me see, building policies that can help students and also the, let's see, the university administration, because students are the same people that can see whatever is happening on ground. Because administration, I don't think the university administration can know things like this, or the government of Ghana would see things like this. But when students complain, it really reaches them fast, and because we are learning day in, day out, we adapt to certain things that we can see that this would help us if we do it this way. That one will help us if we do it that way. That's what I can add.
Okay. I'd like to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to the Center for Volunteerism and Social Transformation, CENVAS, for sponsoring the show. Now we continue our discussion on youth leadership in student governance. All right, so Aziz, in order for students leaders, okay, to effectively address the needs of students on various campuses, all right, are there any specific skills or qualities that these people must possess? I mean, the youth leaders.
Yes. You need to possess certain skills.
Okay.
Most importantly, you need to build on your communication skills.
Okay.
You have to be a good communicator, because with the rise of population, you expect a lot of issues to come up. But sometimes the people, they themselves, they understand very well deep within them that what they are proposing, it can't happen within the stipulated time. But you as a leader, you are the one that has to step in, and then you try to calm them down. You speak to them such that your words will not hurt them, but you should give them hope. It should be a source of hope to them that, oh yes, things will get better. Things will get better. Aside that, too, as part of the communication, you need good lobbying skills. Because sometimes, even with administration, you realize that you have different approaches to issues. So you have to convince them why they should use your approach. And sometimes you may be entitled to some certain things, but it's now left on the leader to take some steps. And you have to speak on their behalf. And that will all be based on your lobbying skills. So once you're able to lobby very well, you can give them certain kind of privileges that they are entitled to. And also, I would say you have to have that kind of resilience within you. When you go to some campuses, you realize that what the people want, that's not what is supposed to be done.
Yeah. It's a want, but it's not innate.
Exactly. And sometimes too, you look at some things that they are requesting, they are not necessary at that time. For instance, um, let me use my campus.
Okay.
We are still a young campus that we are still trying to put in things, put structures in place and everything. And one of the things that we are deficient in is infrastructure when it comes to certain areas on campus. So for over 3 years now, we are actually the first council for the JCL. So for 3 years now, when you come to campus, students are sitting on the pavement, they are sitting under trees and everything. Then you come in as a leader. The people are telling you that you want entertainment, you want artist night.
Yeah, once you don't have a place to sit.
Once you don't have a place to sit. And you are having a lot of people being admitted year in, year out.
Yeah.
So you realize that you are having a growing population that is coming. You are not having the needed infrastructure to make provisions for them to have good and quality education. But yet, the people are telling you that forget about it. You want entertainment. So it's now left onto you as the leader to take that firm step. You know that this is what is right. But the people are requesting for something else. You as a leader, you have to take that firm step and then tell, look, I'm not going to do what you are saying. I'm going to do this. I'm going to provide infrastructure to solve that issue. And the critics will come in.
Yes.
But at the end, they'll be the same people that, hey, you did well, you did well, you did well. Because once it starts raining and they have nowhere to go to, they'll move into the shelter or the infrastructure that you have provided. Then exactly. Then you now remind them, this was the vision that I had. Just like our founding president, Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. I read when he started the Akosombo Dam, people were criticizing him. Why should you go to IMF for a loan to come and build such a thing? But look at the number of years that Akosombo Dam has sustained our energy sector. So sometimes is the kind of you need resilience within you. You have to be focused. You need to have that spirit in you that no matter what, you do what is right. So I'll say basically those are some of the essential skills that you would need as a leader moving forward.
Okay, Andrew, do you want to add anything to it?
Not to add much. I think it's persistency and always thinking like an optimist. See, day in, day out, time changes. And as a leader, I believe that you have to have the mindset of telling yourself that time will change. But will it change for the bad or will it change for the good? Because I and him, like we've been working on a project that we can't say outside, and we are working on a project too. But we can't bring it outside, and an issue came up, and we tried solving it, but later on we realized that we are not supposed to come out and come and explain to the student or police about whatever is going on, because if you come and explain to them, they don't care.
Yeah, they will deliberately make up their minds not to understand.
Exactly.
Somebody knows that this that you are saying A is supposed to be A, but they'll be at the back saying no, it's Z. Like
So I believe that you should be persistent, and also that not giving up spirit should always be in you. Because I realized when I started, I don't know what came up on me. I had this like feel that shall give up. I realized that the same spirit told me that who sent you? Like who sent you to go for it? To just focus, concentrate, and don't give up. Just work and see the outcome.
Yeah, and these are the petty wars that students leaders, not only student leaders, but young leaders actually have to fight by themselves without anybody knowing. And I mean, you come out and you still have to look okay in the sight of
Exactly.
everybody, and they
Exactly.
think like everything is okay with you, actually.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
When you are sitting there and you are smiling, behind those smiles, they don't know the
Tears.
tears.
I want to cry.
And, and I find that I to look one time I just told myself, I don't understand why these people are behaving this way.
Yeah.
Then something told me that no, don't even think of giving up. Giving up is never an option.
Yeah.
But think of the people that even believed in you.
Yeah.
And also think of the reason why you even started this whole journey. You were in crisis. That was why you even said that to yourself that you are going to start this leadership journey. So you must continue. So sometimes those are some of the things that will come, and then you just tell yourself, whatever it is, we are going.
Okay, so Andy, young leaders oftentimes, or let me say almost always, face some kind of challenges. Can you help us fish out some of these challenges and then ways of overcoming them using your experience as an example? I think that would help us best.
Okay, one challenge I have, I don't know who brought this theory, but that oath of secrecy in administration, like when you go into maybe when there is a meeting and you guys talk about something, you don't have to bring it
anywhere.
outside.
No, you can't.
Sometimes we want to explain to the student that yes, this is this the reality.
Yeah.
But who are you to go and tell them? That's one challenge I feel. But it's worth it. You can't come out and come and see something. And also this mindset of people thinking that a leader should always have the solution to everything. Yes, you should. But sometimes when they bring it to the monetary aspect, we are not magicians that every day they expect us to have money and like be able to solve something. I remember like when you are going to campus, people will be like, hey you, hey, SRC, and they think you have all the money in you and you are supposed to give them some. I don't know why. Maybe he would understand that thing, but for me, I don't know.
Okay.
I actually don't know.
Right.
Some of the challenges is you can't be so free with all your friends. Sometimes you want to do whatever the people are doing. Sometimes an entertainment program, you want to go there and go and do that yo thing.
Okay, but you're a leader, so you have to go. Even if you go, you have to be gentle. Okay.
Yeah, I would say it's the level of bureaucracy.
Okay.
Yes, because you have something that you feel if you take 2 steps, you can get the results. But when you start, you realize that simple thing is taking. You have to take about 10 steps.
Yeah.
And you are dealing with time. So it has always been one of the biggest challenges because they will also explain to you that you must do it this way, maybe probably for audit sake, or probably that's how the institution is supposed to be run. So you feel that you don't have time and there's some kind of delay.
Yeah.
And also again with the finance, yes. Sometimes I feel that by understanding the students or we students, we feel that once you are the leader, you have that kind of financial capacity to do the big things.
Especially when they know you are getting some allowance. They always think the allowance is like 100,000 Ghana cedis, 10,000 Ghana cedis. So, I mean, you definitely have a spare.
Exactly. And sometimes they'll tell you, you can go for sponsorship.
You know, when they tell you that, just say, okay, go for a sponsorship from MTN and then let's see what happens, you know.
You can go for sponsorship.
Yeah.
Look at the number of no, but they don't know
But you
even
have
with
to
the
go through.
sponsorship.
Yes.
At a point, even we all know what happens in Ghana. You need to know someone within, and the other things they will also come in. But they feel that, or I say, we feel that it was prior to me assuming this position. That was also my mentality.
Exactly.
Why can't SRC go for sponsorship to come and do ABC? But when I entered, I realized that no, that's not how things work.
Yeah.
And again, I would say one of the major challenges has been the level of education, level of education, because students, majority of the students, they don't understand basic concepts when it comes to governance, and that has always been an issue. Because once you understand certain basic concepts, you won't worry yourself much to be agitating on certain things. But you go about making some comments that someone that is well informed, when the person listens to you, the person will just shake their head.
Yeah.
Because the person knows that you are not exposed to certain things. So I would say that's also one of the challenge.
Okay.
So students also failing to learn.
Talking about learning, let's look at how we can, we as students leaders, okay, or let me say, how young leaders can manage both academics with positions they are holding. How do you do that?
Okay, I would say personally, it's planning, and it's hectic though. It's hectic because how you plan is not the same way as to when it comes to when you are to execute it. Probably you are supposed to start a meeting at 5 p.m. You are there, the meeting starts at 5 p.m. It's supposed to be a 2-hour meeting. You end up using 5 hours.
Yes.
So you've entered into another time. So how do you recover it? So I'll say it's time management. So and also sometimes too, you need to prioritize. That's why as a leader you need to know your boundaries. As a JCR, a vice president, or as a JCR, I should know my limitations.
Yes.
Such that when it becomes, or let me say, if I exhaust what I'm supposed to do, then I push it on to the SRC to continue it. I don't go and take something that was supposed to be spearheaded by SRC to add to what I'm doing. It's going to bring in additional stress.
Exactly.
So with academics too, I would say one thing too that helps is you need to get a good course mate. Oh, I won't be able to make it to class. So today when you are going to class, be focused. Don't go and then be playing or pressing your phone. Fine, I've heard you. So once the person goes, you've given the person a task. The person is supposed to learn, but we all know what happens. But once you inform the person, the person will be concentrated. The person will learn to the best. Then when you come back, then please take me through. They take you through, and then you're able to cover. Then also you have some form of good relationship with the lecturers.
Yes. So that even at your free time, you could possibly hit on them to help you through some stuff.
Exactly. So, and aside that too, once you're even free with them, you can even get access to the reference materials ahead of time. It's not the lecture notes, but they are giving you the reference material. So once you're having the reference material, with the free time that you have, you can go through it just to have an overview of how the course content will be. Then you prepare. It helps you in planning. So when the semester is in session, you don't have to go through that long stress. I say that's how I've been able to, balance the two.
Andrews, let's hear yours.
Okay, for me, let me be frank here. For me, mine is about the course mate. Like they are just real. They will tell you that you are not doing well. You need to back up. You we understand you that okay, this is what is keeping you from getting time to learn. So we'll just help you out. Like we'll go to class, get the facts right, and come back to you and help you out.
Yeah.
So I just feel like the friends around you also
Count.
counts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes to the God factor. Also, sometimes whatever they will be teaching in class, you'll be thinking about the project that is going on.
Yeah.
Then you go and sit behind the exams and you'll be like, how did I remember this? Like sometimes it's just the God factor. Yeah. Not sometimes, always. It's
Always
the
the
God
God
factor.
factor, yes,
Yeah.
yes. And so I also kind of feel like it's not even only about your friends telling you you are not. If you know the kind of people you are working with, and if you know where you are headed to, I mean, my school, for you to become a leader, your CGPA should be above 3.0. So from 3.0 going. So probably after first semester, you realize that, Charlie, it couldn't really go up well, though you may have maintained or dropped a little. You don't have to even wait for somebody to tell you to back her up. I mean, you have to know how you plan yourself very well and know how to multitask. I think if you don't have that, if I should say, spirit of multitasking, you shouldn't even go for positions at all, because you end up doing well in one part and then failing at the other. And people are really looking up to you. Once you are up there, everybody is looking up to you. They think like you are a kind of a superhero or a superhuman. So everything should be papa. Do this now. You should be getting anything they ask you. You should be doing for you. You should be able to, give solutions to them. But then, Charlie, you need to remind yourself always of where you are coming from, what you are aiming at. Yeah, I think that would also help. Yeah, and so moving on fast forward, let's look at how student leaders are able to channel the needs of students, okay, or the youngsters to the higher ups. Like in order for us to have a positive environment that we are all, okay with, okay, how do student leaders channel out the concerns and the needs of the students to the higher ups, or let me say to management? Andrews wants to.
Okay. It looks easy from the student's
Point of view.
and it looks easy. It looks difficult from the administration level because students will be like, so when you went to the dean, why didn't you say this?
Yes.
Then you think about it and you would want to tell.
We can't even get a bus.
You want to tell the person that 𝐾𝐨𝐮𝐭𝐡 but who are you to say that? Like it's just some way. Sometimes you yourself will want the dean or the registrar to come and say that, please, this one, they come and tell them yourself. But they also want you to go and tell them, and you have to go and frame a story and tell them to be touchy. But that's not what exactly happened that day. Sometimes they will tell you that this can't happen. You just have to go and tell them that it's because of.
Sometimes you have to go more than 5 times.
Exactly.
They will tell you it can't happen. You go again with a different reason, but arriving at the same thing, and you are being bounced again. So I mean, all these things also.
We the project that we are working on, we went there like 6 times. One time we had to stay in an office and it was 1 o'clock. Am I right? 1 o'clock in the AM. And we're still there discussing. The person that we're having the meeting with was telling us that he's feeling sleepy. But we need it. And so he was like, you go and do it and bring it to me. I'll see what I can do. Then we process it. Then we went and do something. But still, like, you come in when the students are asking you, you try to say something else, but your instincts will be telling you that tell them the truth. But I can't say the truth too. So sometimes you have to frame up stories and get yourself cleared.
Okay, Aziz.
Me, I would say it's resilience. It's resilience because there's a popular saying that if you if you stay long at the barber shop, you definitely get your hair cut.
Okay.
You can go today and then they even tell you that, oh, it's a fantastic idea. Let's work around it. The person goes to sleep. The next day,
What
everything
are you talking
changes.
about? Yeah.
So, but you have to be persistent. And once they know that when this person says this, if I don't do it, I don't even have my peace.
Yeah.
They will find a way to do it. They know that tomorrow you'll be at his office. The next day you'll be there. The next day you'll be there. You are trying to use different approaches. And I'll say in addressing students' needs, um, sometimes you need to consult. You need to do a lot of consultations because I've realized that when you, let's say, you you have some people, about 6 people, that have experienced this kind of leadership, then you present the situation to them. Each one of them has a different perspective.
Yeah.
So you look at it, and then from your own perspective, you now look, okay, which one can I use to address this issue? Let's say you start with the first one, you go, then they tell that no. You come, you try the other one, they tell you no. You try. By the time you reach the sixth one, definitely it will pass through.
Yeah.
And sometimes, to in addressing student needs, I always believe in giving them hope. You don't have to tell them that it's not possible.
Yeah.
If they say they want to go to space, it is possible. That's what they want to hear.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's not a once they say that we want to go to space, definitely you can go to space.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of time. So you give them the hope, then you go behind us and now work around it. So sometimes you realize that it's difficult, but that's where you need people to guide you.
Yeah. But wait, my problem is sometimes with our management, is it that they try to, just let us just lag around, or more like they try to pull our legs or something, because you take something, you bring an idea on board, which they know very well that this thing will be very beneficial to the student's body, but then it will be bounced.
Yes, that's where the whole thing, it's like a circle.
So is it that they want to see how hard you can fight for it, or is it that they just don't want you to do what you want to do?
The perspective, to you, it will be beneficial for the student, but the top person there has a different idea altogether.
Oh, I mean, sometimes they know that this thing, yes, just as you are thinking, they know perfectly to work.
Yes, so if it is that way, then probably they want to test the kind of leader that you are. Because I can, looking at our campus, for instance, let me not say our campus, our university, for instance, looking at past records, you realize that some things were there that some presidents had it easy to do. But others, when they come in, it becomes a challenge. So I'll say it also depends on the kind of leader that is there.
Okay.
Because some leaders are there, they know that if they don't do this, the person can strike, or the person can cause a whole lot of agitations on campus.
Yeah.
But they also know that, oh, this one we can manipulate him anyhow.
Yeah.
Let's tell him that it can work. And probably when they tell him, they said it can work.
They need to go and tell people, they say it can't work.
Then you go and relax.
Okay, so it's about let me say, it's about leaders, student leaders standing firm in their decisions and fighting for what the people need, the needs of the people. Okay, okay. So let's take a student's body like the SRC. What are some of the great ideas or the changes that they can bring to the table to enhance the overall how do I put it, to enhance the students' body. I mean, the students' population. Okay, let's assume there's something that the students really need. Okay, so what are some of the ideas that a body like SRC can bring on board to make sure that such things are achieved?
Yes, when you look at the SRC, for instance, it's supposed to be the mouthpiece of students.
Of students, yes.
And when it comes to their mandate delivery, they can use it to the full benefit of the students.
Okay.
So when you look at welfare, for instance, they can roll out a lot of programs. They can even look at healthcare,
Yeah.
organizing health screening, regular exercises, aerobics, and a whole lot of things.
Okay.
When it comes to infrastructure, we have other universities in Ghana where SRCs have been able to build SRC complexes.
Yeah.
So you realize that it's about the willpower. With my university, for instance, our current president, His Excellency Isaac Aite, he is also trying his best to bring in that kind of transformation. So he cut short some few months back for the construction of a study area that can accommodate over 100 students. So it's also geared towards what? Reducing that kind of stress that students would have to go through. We have a delivery service that is coming on board to bring to bridge that kind of gap when it comes to students accessing certain kind of things. Let's say food. You have if you want food, you just make a call, then it will be brought to your desk, doorsteps. And aside that, when you even look at the entrepreneurship aspect, when you look at 𝐾𝐨𝐻, they have this Think It, Fund It. That's also being done by His Excellency Frank. It's something that I admire a lot because the goal is to bring on board young entrepreneurs.
Okay.
And after taking them through screening and also training the finalists, they provide them with some kind of support so that when they go out there, they can make ends meet. When you look at SRC over the years, they've also looked at providing this kind of skill training to students. When you go to several campuses, some are into wig making, soap making, and a whole lot of other things. We have this Magdan Youth Connect, where SRCs, they invite them to come and speak to them. Recently, I think it was UCC, if I'm right. Yes, I followed them online. So you realize that they are trying their best. But I would say a lot more can be done, especially when it comes to policy formulation. I always believe that you should not come and do something that will end when you leave office. No. You should put in certain structures to ensure that there is continuity.
Sometimes you do something, okay, and then instead of the coming generation or those who come after you to continue it, they'd rather want to also start something else on their own. Don't you think that also brings down the whole, project thing? Because I mean, if you were supposed to build a room like this, you do the foundation, get to a certain level. Now, when the other people come, instead of them continuing it, they also want to go and start another one elsewhere.
Yes, that's why I say you have to roll out certain kind of policies and measures. Let it be documented that once an administration starts a project, it is bound on the other administration to complete it. That's if it has not been completed before they leave office. So you can do it together with the school. Normally, we pay our SRC dues together with our school fees. So there's a document that says that within your first 1 month in office, if they are to release funds for you, they should consider this. So administration, they look around, okay, is there any existing project that has not been completed? Then they first release funds for you to complete it. Whether you like it or not, you must complete it. So if we have the laws or if you have the policies in place, whether you like it or not, it is bound to happen.
Okay.
And you can't change it.
Okay. All right.
So I think that's where we can look at.
Okay. Andrews, so do you foresee the younger generation being motivated or inspired enough to take up leadership positions?
Yes, I do.
Can you
Because
cite some?
I believe day in day out things change,
Yeah.
and so the way of solving issues will change.
Mm-hmm.
And so the younger generations, they might have a new set of ideas
Yes.
that would help them achieve things easy than we are. So they would have their own solution. But here comes like here is it when the administration also wants to come in, because sometimes the administration have their own perspective and their own plan for maybe the university, like SRC like this. Maybe SRC wants to do this project, but the university is also planning on extending the campus.
Yes.
And so if you go and lobby for a land and you want to do a project, the university can tell you that they will give it to you. It can also, if they are being frank, they can tell you that we want to do this thing here and we might destroy yours if we want to extend the campus.
Yes.
So are you ready to take the risks so that it happens now, or you are ready to let go and let someone else come and do it? But sometimes too, it's the interest.
Yeah.
Something like KNUST, His Excellency Franco Wusu, it was part of his policies that he wants to do water processing plants. But I don't know how it happened, but day in, day out, he do preach this thing. And one time, I saw it on Twitter that the university administration, the management also want to bring a water processing plant. And so I feel that the interest is also part, because sometimes the university they have their own interest in these things, and so they want to get the benefits for themselves rather than it going to the students' affairs. So that's what I see. So, but with that, I believe that the next generation, they would have their own way of solving problems, and so they would. I don't know how they would do it, but they would enter into leadership, because I can see it in our campus right now. Like you can see the freshers bombarding us with questions and that, and I would want them to put themselves in these shoes and try and fix these problems.
Okay.
All right. To add up to that, when you even look at the numbers, you realize that the younger generation, they are being motivated to come in. Let's even look at the junior high. People go to electoral commission to send electoral boxes just for junior high school students to vote.
Okay.
So it tells you it's kind of a preparation for the leadership positions that they are going in for. Aside that, when you look at the numbers, for instance, let's look at 𝐾𝐨𝐿. We had about 6 presidential aspirants. UMAT, we have 7 presidential aspirants.
Yeah. Okay.
Last year, we only had 3. So it tells you that the younger generation that is coming, or we are interested in the leadership. But the question is, what is their motivation?
Yeah.
And is it because that is it because that they want to bring a positive change, or is due to another factor? That's right now what we have to ask.
Exactly.
But the interest is there.
Okay. All right. Lastly, before we go, about the sustainable development goals. I mean, this is a question that I ask all my guests. Okay. So, what aspects of the SDGs are your activities impacting? Andrews, I'll start with you.
Okay. Promoting to achieve the goals, which is the last one.
Okay.
I see it. It's helping governments and civil society and other private sectors to contribute to achieve all the 16 goals.
Okay.
Because that's the last goal. Yeah. So
Okay, and Aziz?
Okay, from my side, I would say we are looking at goal 4, that's providing quality education.
Okay.
Because during our tenure so far, we've been able to bring on board to advocate for Wi-Fi connection so that all students can, in their convenient time, they can access the web to do some little research and everything. Aside that, we are looking at improving the infrastructure, bringing up a summer hut that can accommodate them, so that when you come, we have more than 90% of our members being non-residents. So when you come, you can at least stay in school a little bit longer. And these are all the things that we are looking at, that we are doing so that we can improve upon the quality of education.
Okay.
Aside that, we are also looking at the goal 10, reducing the inequalities.
Okay.
So when we came into office, in our constitution, we don't have office for women's commissioner.
Okay.
So we brought up a committee.
That's great.
So a ladies committee, such that they can address the needs of the ladies.
Okay.
So by that, we are empowering them,
The ladies, yes.
the ladies, so that they also feel included in the governance.
Thank you
And
for empowering ladies.
Thank you very much. So these are some of the things that we are looking at.
Okay.
Moving forward, we are looking at hygiene. One of the key things that we are looking at is bringing this kind of waste for money, and also improving upon the sanitation on our campus. It's still something that we are planning to roll out.
Okay.
But these are some of the major goals that we are looking at towards achieving.
Okay, so you add your final words and your advice to the young generation who wants to take up leadership positions on campuses in their societies and wherever they find themselves.
Oh, I would say that I'll encourage you all to, tread on that path. But your motivation should not be money.
Yeah.
Your motivation should be to
impact.
And whatever you are doing, know that people are watching, and it will be a reference one day.
Okay.
So keep pushing, and you don't also have to be in a well-recognized position to make impact. Even if you feel that you are an ordinary person, try to mobilize people. Probably you see that the place is not arranged well, help arrange it well.
Okay.
Try to, if they are embarking on some kind of online campaign against maybe violence, against hooliganism, against some kind of let's say this kind of sanitation campaign, beach cleanup exercises, you try to also give a helping hand. You try to also volunteer. You add up to the advocacy.
Yes.
So in every way possible, you try to be a leader.
Okay.
And then just keep pushing.
Okay. Thank you very much, Abdul Aziz Adamu. Thank you so much. And Andrew, your final words and your advice.
Okay, I would say that those coming should try and just have an impact wherever they find themselves, because people don't understand this. People think leadership and position, like it's the same thing. But being in position doesn't mean the person is a leader. But having influence on people, trying to sell your ideas to people for them to buy it, shows that you're a leader. So I just feel that people should just go into this thing, just have that spirit and mindset to lead anywhere they find themselves, because it's not easy. But they should just go in. All the propaganda will come. But they should just go in,
say whatever they want to say. Yeah.
Because we are not the first people to experience propaganda. Propaganda started from heaven, and so Satan tried to do propaganda against God. So they should just go in and then do something, like just have that feeling. Just try, because you can't just sit idle and be like, if no one is doing it, I want to also do it. Because the greatest want of this world is the wants of men, because men want people that can speak for them, not people that will sit idle and not
Fold
talk.
your arms like I've
Yeah,
done.
because if you don't see something, someone sitting somewhere who is not responsible will go and do something that will affect you. And so you just come out there and influence people. Just try and have the impact on people.
Okay.
It won't be easy though, but just give it a try. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Andrews Yeboah Boateng. Thank you, Adamu Abdul Aziz. Yes, it's an honor to have you, and you guys have been great. Thank you so much for coming all the way from UMAT. So Aziz is actually the vice president for the Railways Hall, JCR vice president, yes. And then Andrews is SRID representative for the SRC.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much, guys, for coming here with us. And to you out there who stayed with us from the beginning of the show till now, thank you so much. Please, if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, kindly do so at Watch TV channel and follow us on all our social media platforms at Watch TV channel. And also, the program is sponsored by Center for Volunteerism and Social Transformation. If you want to join us, just give us a call. You can follow us on all our social media platforms as well at Sendbus. Thank you so much. My name is 𝐾𝐨𝐮𝐿 𝐿, your gorgeous host. Till same time next week, stay blessed and stay beautiful.
Watch TV, promoting sustainable development.